What's up guys, Jesse LaFlair here from Flair Parkour and Team Tempest, bringing you a tutorial on the trick that won me best trick at Red Bull Art of Motion this year, the Lunar Eclipse. Now, the Lunar Eclipse itself is actually just a single-legged 360 stride, because a moon stride, which is the same thing, one leg, stride to an object using that same leg, is a moon stride or a ghost step. So I called it a Lunar Eclipse. Common mistake, people think that the whole combo was actually the Lunar Eclipse, but it's actually a Lunar Eclipse swing through cork. So, before we get started, I think a huge progression that you guys need to know is how to do a good normal stride. So I'm going to put that box right there. Click it. If you haven't watched it already, I suggest watching that. It'll open up a new window and then you can come back and watch this. Alright, cool. Let's move on. So, one of your first and easy progressions you need to do before moving into the Lunar Eclipse is actually being able to do a moon stride, which is essentially the same thing as a ghost step. So, when we do it, you're going to move into the stride, and the thing I'm going to use is some really safe way of doing it is just by using these lines on the ground. There's no injury-prone obstacles in my way, literally just the ground. You could use chalk, you can mark it out however you want, maybe even tape. But tiles are here, so I'm just going to use them. As I step up, I'm stepping into it like a normal stride, driving my outside leg. My knee is going to help lift me, but instead of coming up and reaching back out with that next leg, I'm going to continue to move my back leg into the front and ghost step past it. Alright, so with a little bit of action, it should look like this. We're here, bang. Not bad. Now what I'd suggest doing is slowly moving that up. Get comfortable doing these ghost steps. You can do it onto obstacles, little podiums, sidewalks, curbs, whatever is going to make you feel comfortable, but don't go too high too soon. Cool. So, like I said, our next progression is moving up onto a slightly higher obstacle. We have these blocks here, super perfect for exactly what I want to do. It's a good height to step up. It's not too high. Above my hip would probably be too high. But for beginner's sake, we'll definitely start here. This is about knee high, so I think it's perfect. What we're working on right now is the idea of continuing to do this moon stride. And the idea is, as we step up, the same thing, we're driving that leg, and then when we come down, because this is an actual gap, now I can extend my leg or chamber it kind of back so I can continue to run out of this one. All right, let's look at one. So now this is our first progression into actually doing the Lunar Eclipse. Before we do it, we need to actually work our way in, and this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to step off of our leg like we're striding and jumping up to the block. Okay? Then we're going to add a little bit of a 180 in there. So when we come up, step 180, then step and turn out. Now what this is doing is it's allowing us to get used to the idea of spinning off of our jumping leg. So with a little bit more speed and a little bit more power, jump 180, step out. Okay, so now we're actually going to do that same progression we just did over a gap. Doesn't need to be this big right away, but I suggest actually doing it stepping up onto something and then down off of something else, because this is going to be the true progression to our Lunar Eclipse. So let's check it out. So notice as I'm lifting off, doing the 180, I'm starting to spot, and I'm spotting the whole time as I come around right here. I tend to look down, I pivot at my foot, and continue to use my momentum to carry myself out. Let's move into this 360. Okay, so now we're about to do our spin, and we've talked about spins before in other tutorials, but I'm going to bring this idea back up right now. A good progression would also be doing a standing 360 precision, which I already have a tutorial on, and I talk a lot about the idea of jumping and spinning. So what I'd like for you to do is try this little technique. Stand still, arms out, legs out, turn your hips, and try to jump, keeping your limbs open with a spin. And then do that same thing, but as you wrap, get tight. And see how much more you can spin. Wow, I got a little dizzy, I forgot what I wanted to say. So, the reason I'm bringing that up is because as I stride from this block, I'm going to come into this step almost like a gather step, turning my foot in and jumping, creating a lot of upward momentum with my knee and my shoulders, sort of like the double leg tutorial I just worked with Corey on. and then getting tight so I can spin and spot exactly where I want to go. Towards the end of the air, I'm going to spot, put that foot down. Now the cool part is, my outside leg, the ghost step leg or the moon stride leg that's not doing much but lifting us, is going to be able to control our momentum in our rotation. So if I feel like I'm getting too much spin, I can open that leg up and it's going to stop me. Same thing with my arms. I can open my arms up, it'll stop the spin. So get used to controlling your spin. A cool little fun game would be to spin and spot. Spin and spot. So now you're getting used to pointing out particular little obstacles around you. I don't know. Let's try one. So that was your tutorial on the Lunar Eclipse. Now that you guys know how to do it, feel safe to try to progress it into bigger movements like the swing through cork or even just a swing through gainer. Anything that you can do to get creative and have fun with this move, let me know, show me, post some video responses. That would be awesome. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peace out, everybody.